Hello and welcome back, all of you legends and developers. I am Jack of all Ops, and today's game is Lay of Alente by Anamura Alententa. And hey, how's everybody doing out there? We got everybody in the chat today. How's everybody's weekends and holidays shaping up? Everyone staying safe out there? Alright. Hey Anamura, how's it going? Good to see you, my dude. Glad you could make it. So, Dev's here, so let's go. We're gonna go right ahead and get started then. Alright, diving in. Interesting choice of music. For some odd reason, it's not registering my controller. Hey Rythane, how's it going? At the beginning, there was he who was called Asian. The thought. No one knows much about his history or his ancient existence, but Alente Nebula is his most perfect creation. Yep, that I did. Kept the top long for my girlfriend, kept the sides short so that way I can wear a mask. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like it registers controller input at all. That's gonna be a little bit awkward. Okay, this was the creation of the universe, whose name is Unir. From the flames of primordial fireball, the stars were born, and in the place of an explosion, a nebula emerged. Hey, how's it going, Hunting Swan? Welcome to the channel. Glad you could make it. Okay, so yeah, so far, only complaint, doesn't register, doesn't work with a controller. So you're gonna get to hear the clickety-clack of my mechanical keyboard the entire time. Time passed, and another event that wouldn't be repeated in the history of Unir happened. Another primordial being appeared. She was called Amariel of Faith. Together they would create the children, the ones who would create the worlds of Alente. Asian and Emeril would live in a location called the Chambers, and they would remain there, an inaccessible place even for the children, the creator beings. They would watch the universe from the Chambers, and they would only manifest. Don't need to manifestate. Wait, is there even a difference between those two words? I think one is the verb of doing and the other is the higher concept, but I don't know. Somebody Google it, see if there is actually a difference between the two there. The primordial beings are Asani and Emerald, and they created the children, the beings that would later create the worlds of Alente. Wait, hold on. And so the 7 beings were born, and they were called Omnantar. Let's see here. Too many letters too close together. Can't tell what that next one is. Pyranhad, Aramalia, Minahir, Nadiel, Nisiril. This is the order of their birth. The beings had the task to create a world. Each of them. And the most beautiful would be home to the children of the stars. Amuntar created Nordigian, and Morelia created Silelian. Piranad created Asgardad. Ermwalia created Mianin. Nirtil created Estelafem. Okay, these are all just places. And so the culture of Aleme was born. Minir was not happy with this, and the culture of Helamard rose in his world. Instead of a punishment, the primordial beings gave permission for other cultures to appear. And it's thanks to this that Nordmar and Capelum and Ectide and Miasane and Estelia were born. Before going to the chambers, Asian and Emiel gave the last gift to each other of the worlds. This gift was a great tree, a replica of the Alente Nebula that would give life to the worlds. Okay, so there's like a world tree in this. That's pretty cool. Asian and Emiel went to the chambers to not appear again until a situation requires it. With the passing of time, the unknown, nameless creatures appeared in Unir, and with that, Minher got influenced by them and betrayed his companions in the world. But that is another tale. Welcome to Unir. I may or may not know where you are, but let me explain who I am. I'm Nasiriel Alema. I am the Lady of... not familiar with that word. Fecundity. I created Assyria and Alente. Follow me into the chambers and you'll see things no one else has seen before. What are you, Lord? Okay. We're gonna be called Jack. Okay, let's do this. I see this now. Let's see if this is a heroine. This is definitely gonna be Foxy. Let's see here. Very old school. Move to type. Foxy. Welcome to the Hall of Chambers. Take a look. Here you will learn about the primordial beings. Okay. Let's see, does it register controller now? No, not at all, actually. Asian, the Thought, the first primordial being. Esmiel, the Fate, the second primordial being. Wait, if this is like the land of the gods, should I not be here? This is the chamber of the children, our chamber, the room of my kin and me. Take a look. Here you will learn about us. Fecundity. I'm still trying to figure out what that word is. Fecundity is the Lady of Light and Wind, and she created Estelnam. And the culture, and the language, okay. Okay, yeah, we already know who the gods and the children are. This kind of feels like a reiteration of that. Do I have a purpose to be here? This is the Chamber of Rooms. It's a midpoint to the rest of the next to the chambers of our place. Before going to the Chamber of the Worlds, please take a look at the other chambers, and you'll learn fantastic things about the universe and their history. The room is of the center as the path to the chambers of the worlds. Begin with the left and right room. Follow me. Okay. Interesting leaf effect there. Like the shadow effect going over the map. Oh, hey, treasure chest. Glad I explored. It's actually a pretty interesting map, or at least this one is. Treasure chests turn red when you can no longer use them. I always really kind of like the grainy feel of MZ, or what is this, XP? This kind of feels like a little park or a garden here, whereas everything else feels like we're kind of on the moon. Alright. Please check the other rooms. You'll need to do so to have permission to see the other worlds. Okay, here we go. Do you have to visit them in a particular order? Chamber of the Seas. Oh, permission to enter the Chamber of the Nameless. Okay. Oh, cool! Credits! Awesome. Interesting choice of music for this place, too. Yep, the Stone of Credits. The Stone of Accreditation. The Chamber of the Nameless, okay. Horde creatures of the Nameless, of unknown nature. They'll try to conquer Unir at all costs. Take a look, and don't forget to check the chest. This is the year when the shadow reached the Alente Nebula. Myrni of Herard will learn about their nature, but the Nameless will influence him. This will cause that Midnight will devastate his own world, Herard, in the Battle of 3 Days, in the year 232. The ruin of Herard made that a world pass from the... The ruin of Hadard made that the world passed from being known as the land of the energies to be the land of the devastated. A little bit of awkward reading there. How to word that better? This will cause... Okay, wait, hold on, it was this one. Trying to think, because that is worded in a really strange way. I'll have to think on that one. So basically, what it's trying to explain, or at least what it's trying to convey from what I see, is that it was named one thing at first, but then after the battle, it was a ruin named something else. For some odd reason, I just don't have my mental faculties together to think of a better way to really say that. Okay. Okay, I got permission to enter the Chamber of Worlds. Yeah, I would say that this part doesn't really so much describe the lore of the world, it just tells who the different beings are in the world. Or at least who the different deities are. Look, I feel like I might need to write these down for later. Like, if so much is being introduced so fast that, like... 15 minutes in. And it's like I know the names of everything in the world, but, like, what's the context? Okay. Before I leave you alone, let me say to you something. If your morale ever gets down, the people of the world are friendly. You'll need to eat to recover your morale, but don't worry, the food there is very delicious. Oh, I didn't even oh, I haven't even gotten to the... Okay. Let's see here. I didn't realize that things were sold out. Like, literally, I need you guys to tell me this. Like, right away, if anything. Because it always comes up, like, right in the middle of, like, really long dialogues, and it's like, well, I just have to skip this entire thing of dialogue now, or this entire, you know, thing to change the... Let's see... Like, I literally have no way of telling how... I can't tell what I'm looking at, really. Okay. I can't tell what's really highlighted. Is this for menu? There we go. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to turn down the volume in Volume Mixer because I can't find a way to do that. But yeah, moving forward, if you guys can tell me if a game is too loud, can you guys let me know that in like the first 5 minutes as opposed to like 15, 20 minutes in? Because I don't want you guys to miss anything either. And like I said, I have no way of telling it from my end. Okay, let's see here. Alright. Okay, is that better? Travel to Estel Nanam. So this is supposed to be like sort of like a hub of like demons, like a demon, like in Demon Souls. And these are the different worlds. Okay, here we go. Okay, full of light. Take this map. It'll guide you. Yeah, only real complaint is I can't tell what's highlighted in the main menu here. Just kind of have to take a guess. No, not that I can tell. Can't enter this private house. Yeah. Chest has nothing of interest. Welcome to Alententa, traveler. Let's see. Ooh, what's this little place here? Ooh, hey, somebody to talk to. Big ol' exclamation point. Hello and welcome to Alententa. I'm the queen, and I rule this kingdom. You are safe in my domains. Don't be worried. Take this as a gift of a sign of enlightenment. Gift of the Queen of Alententa. Do you want to establish yourself in this world? There is one house free. I'm going to give you a task. So before you... So you can be... So you can be more known among us. Visit the main landscapes of Alententa and come back to me. Then I'll give you the key. Have fun. Okay. Do you wish to establish yourself among this world? Trying to think. God, I got like no brain power right now. I don't know why. Trying to think of a better way to word that. Let's see. Not quite sure what I'm supposed to be doing yet. Just explore each world? Statue of Volcra, Zarana. Not quite sure where I need to be going. Just says to explore. Is there a journal? No? House of Games. Let's see here. Let's discover of Calc and I like to spend time here. It's good for resting. I see, okay. So if anything, it seems like this is a game just for, yeah, just basically for exploring the world. Natalia Estella, the creator. Okay. Nice little garden area here, too. I wonder if this is supposed to be like some sort of like almost like a hedge maze in a way. I don't know what it is, but this area has very strong Bomberman vibes, and I can't really put my finger on why. Feels very... yeah, this map feels very gamey. Garden of Remembrance. The statue is a representation of the disgrace of illness, of self-overprotection. In other words, going too light on yourself, sheltering yourself. Representation of light, social phobia, agoraphobia. Agoraphobia or... Infelicity. Infidelity? I don't know. Fear of feeling observed. Paranoia. Oppression and coldness. Let's see. Probably what I have to say, my thoughts so far is that it feels like a lot has happened, but I don't really have any context for it. I feel like kind of like an alien visiting the world more than a part of it, of the world itself. Okay, so these are basically the Temple of Light. Okay, so these are basically statues to their god, the creator of this world. Sure, we'll take a riddle. I'm dressed in white. Sometimes I make you cry. What am I? You know, I'm not quite sure. Carrot, onion, onion. Yeah. Onion for sure. You are correct. Okay. Lucky guess. Well, not lucky, but yeah. Dressed in white makes you cry. Yeah, onions. Need a key to go up. I don't think anything is gonna be harder than the broom riddle from Shadowgate. That thing took me and my uncle so long to figure out, and the only reason we figured it out is because I just sat there and brute forced it through trial and error. It's like, do you want this item? Do you want this item? Do you want this item? It was a Sphinx in that game that had a riddle about a broom. It was like, long neck, no hands, 50 legs, cannot stand. Born in a forest nest, against the wall I rest. I'll never forget it either. And what's crazy is whenever you got the item wrong with the Sphinx in that game, it would teleport you to the room where it was. And there was like 50 other things in that room when you got that broom too, so it was just like, okay. To the armory. Oh wait, I was already here, that's right. Yeah, I'm just checking everything out. Because, hey, you put the work into it. Ooh, a bunch of food right here. Okay, cool. Yeah. My question is, like, what am I doing in these different worlds? Just seeing stuff about them? I guess I'm trying to get the intention behind things. Because usually games that have different worlds like this have, like, different problems that you have to go solving. Like Demon Souls, or like Soul Blazer, where there's like a hub world and then there's other worlds to visit, but each of them is in like a crisis and it's your job to solve it. But it seems like whatever has happened has already happened. And this is just kind of like a snapshot of this world at this point in time, if that makes sense. To the coast. But an RPG with a hub world that isn't like an action RPG, like say Soul Blazer, or what was the other one? Demon Souls. I'd really like to see something like that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that, yeah. Like, it feels like the game happened and then just, this is what's left over. So, like, is this game just kind of like... I mean, because I know you have other games there, Anamura. Is this game basically, like, just the overview of the lore of worlds of your other games? Just kind of like a, hey, here's what the world looks like. Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. Oh, here's the ruin that I was talking about. Little geckos. Ooh, a little raccoon sprite. That's pretty cool. Interesting music, too. It kind of sets the tone nicely. Chest has nothing of interest. Kind of cool armory, too. I like the setup of it. I'll say this, you definitely have a good sense of what a good interior looks like. I don't think so, Gold. It doesn't feel like that kind of a game. This feels more like an exhibition of, hey, here's what's happened in my world, or here's what this looks. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that the character in this game is not part of the world, not part of the story. You're simply here to see what's already happened. So if anything, what this would be is kind of like a visual reference to like some you know to refer to like another written work. Like if Game of Thrones, for instance, was never made into a TV series, what this game would be is kind of like a visual representation of what any part of that story looks like at any given part of time. Well, it's something interesting. It's definitely not typical, I'll say that much. Like, I'll definitely say this, you definitely have a good map sense. Yeah, that's kind of like what the impression that I'm getting is to Anamura is that yeah, as the player in this game, you're not part of the world. You're just simply looking at what's already happened. Like this game, like it's not so much a game as it is kind of like a post game. Like the game already happened, and this is just you going around after the credits, taking a look at everything. Sort of like at the end of Chrono Trigger when you're just flying, or when Chrono and Marl are flying around on balloons, or flying around in the Epic. Yeah, and I'm not saying, you know, that's a good or a bad thing in any way, shape, or form. It's just an observation of, oh, hey, it's just what I'm picking up on. Nothing of interest. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of negative space, like right here in the middle of the room. Kind of gives off a little bit of a negative energy aura. Like a wet, dry world feel almost. Take this as a gift and a sign of the power of our aspirations to dominate the elements. You got the gift of the Emperor Eskrad. You wish to establish yourself in this world. There is one house free. I'm going to have to give you a task beforehand, so you can be more known. More known. I'm trying to think. God, what's an alternative way of wording that? More known among us. That's a very ambiguous wording, and I feel like it could be more succinct and more concise. What I would really like to see is like games that take place in the middle of the story, put you in the middle of the action. Because that's definitely the kind of gamer I am. Like, I wouldn't necessarily commercially market a game like this, but it would make like a good free game, or like a good like free DLC, like a good post-game game. Be like, oh hey, here's what the world looks like and here's the impact that you had on it, kind of deal. But then again, playing through a story also kind of does that. It gives you the impact of what happened. Very few games anymore actually leave loose ties open. I think Dark Souls is the last one to do that. Everything else, yeah, you can pretty much see the impact that you make in the world. Dark Souls is just like, oh, and back to the beginning you go. You learned nothing. Good day, sir. Kind of like the Matrix. Okay. I mean, and then the other cool thing is that, like, if this was a post-game game or like a post-game DLC for another commercially marketed game, probably like the whole like opening of like, you know, of the story of creation of the world wouldn't be necessary because it'd probably be covered in like the beginning of the first game. And probably like how a game like this would work best, or at least what this could work as, is that each world is its own individual game. You're not so much a hero going between worlds, but a hero in that world. And then at the end here, you get to see out from as an observer what happened in it. Or, you know, what came of it after your character's, you know, untimely demise at the end of the game, or after the happily ever after. I really like the Far East tile set here. You did a good job with it. Although I think the music, although the music here is great and upbeat, I think it's a little bit inappropriate to the surroundings. It feels a little bit more Ren Fairy. Like, this music feels definitely more Ren Fairy, whereas I feel like just like a single, like, oh, what's that? Shamisen? I think it's called a shamisen. Let me double check. Yeah, like, I think just like a lone... Whoa, what the heck? Oh, I paused the game, no wonder. Okay. Yeah, like maybe something like a lone shamisen or like a bamboo drum would be a lot more appropriate. Ooh, this place looks like it's a little bit more advanced than the rest of the world. Yeah, I was trying to think of what the name of the instrument was, because I almost want to call it like tsugaru, which is like kind of like the Japanese bastardization of a shamisen. Or I should say, you know, oh, what's the word? Katakana bastardization of it. Yeah, that's it. I don't know, Nico's probably yelling at me at some corner after in the middle of this video and be like, "You stupid idiot, Jack! That's not how that works!" And I'm like, "Sorry, Nico! I didn't mean to get things so wrong!" Speaking of which, I haven't heard much from Nico lately. I'll have to check in on the guy. Nico Asu! If you're out there listening, I miss you, my dude! Oh, statue representative of water. Disgraced poetry. So, sort of like Vsauce. So this is the Vsauce statue. It's just a guy with a beard and glasses who stares at you perpetually, like, with the most straight-faced, cast-iron skilled expression you could ever imagine. All the meanwhile, like, wildly gesticulating the entire time. Phobia of blood, injections, and scars. So, that's, basically a statue of... basically the scavengers from Cyberpunk 2077. I like how many different animal sprites you have in this game. Like, I'll see games where there might be like one unique animal sprite, maybe two. But yeah, so you got the whole 9 yards. Ducks, cats, raccoons, turtles. Yeah, I think that's the advantage of games like this, is that even though it's a generic statue, the mind paints a completely different picture. Fear of defenseless harm. Harm of the defenseless. God, I wish my, like, brain was, like, there today. I could probably help you with verbiage for these to be succinct. I mean, to be more succinct. Because I can sort of tell English is not your first language, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'll never be down on that, because that's more than most people, because most Americans only know one language, and maybe some bad Spanglish. So my whole thing is like, yeah, if English is your second language, hats off to you. That is work, because American is not an easy language. It's up there with like Mandarin. Hey, how's it going, Pika? Welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. And hey, I just noticed this. Thanks for the follow to Krasna. Good to see you, my dude. Glad you could make it out. Oh, hey, there's a panda, too. That's pretty cool. What's this statue of? Statue represents Kusana, the virtue of wisdom, represented by an old woman. Makes sense. But yeah, that's definitely one thing I set to do as like a dev, or you know, a critic, an LP, or whatever you want to call it, is that for people who English isn't their first language, I like to try and help with verbiage that makes it a little bit easier to read on the American brain. But just today, that function is AFK. It's flown the coop, so to speak. Definitely like what you do with the tile sets that come out of XP here. Like, you make really, really good symmetrical maps, I'll say that much. They're very pretty to look at. With just slight asymmetries. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I was just mentioning that earlier, Pika, is that, yeah, the music sounds very Ren Fairy, whereas the tone that's set by the tile set and the mapping gives a sense of almost like serenity or harmony or just day in the life ofness, if that's even a word. Like, this music is very much town square in the middle of a Renaissance festival. Or town square, as it were. Because, I mean, let's just face it, most Renaissance fairs are just hastily constructed buildings. Out in the middle of the woods, or in a clearing in the woods. I'd say they have more in common with, say, Blight Town than any RPG Maker game. Now, how do I find my way out of here is the question. I came from the north, right? North was it? I think it was north, or was it south? I don't know. Here we go. Yep. And hey, thanks for the follow, Pika. I appreciate it. Yep, south is leave the world. Okay. Yeah, at least it's formulaic in that regard. Note to devs, don't make your stuff unformulaic. If you have a formula, stick to it. Don't go off script. Now here's what I'm talking about when I talk about maps that are symmetrical yet asymmetrical at the same time. Is that there's symmetry to it, but it's kind of like it's a mirrored symmetry. It's a double mirror symmetry, and it's actually pretty cool. To the Western Oasis. Ooh, Tiger Sprite. That's pretty cool. I'll say this much too, is that the maps actually do a really good job of guiding you along and letting you explore at the same time. Well, I guess you have the choice to go left or right, but then there's also things that draw your eye to make you go off-road. Like, well, a deep subject! Like the well over here, the pond over here. And that little castle here. Agrabah! Music suits, but it's kind of creepy at the same time. Like, it feels like it could be deserty, but it feels very off-tune and creepy. I don't know how to describe it beyond that. I promise I don't have the Rona, by the way. What is this just a cow being allowed? No, it's a fox. That's pretty cool. That's a big old fox. Okay, the door does not open. I would say, yeah, if one thing could be changed about the music, or at least this singular track, it could really do without the rhythm guitar. But it's really the panpipes which make the scene also make it creepy at the same time. Because it's like if you have a panpipe, like if this controller is a panpipe, it's like blowing like one hole too far over. And hey, Cerule, yeah, I don't think it's that kind of game. I mean, it seems like there is some gatedness behind it, but there's no real clear objective. The objective is just to explore and get to know the world. Ooh, is this the castle that you're talking about in the southwest? Or no, I'm in the southeast. I totally went the wrong direction. Yeah, this is definitely, I wouldn't say it's an action RPG or even an RPG, really. It's just kind of a walking simulator. Or what kind of game can be called a walking simulator? Like Soma. But then again, Soma is a horror walking simulator. Oh, this guy looks pretty cool. Desert Hood of Agrabah. Yeah, as far as like music goes, I could always be like, but I won't. I could always be like, nah, just replace the entire thing with Wingless Seraph. Go just strictly Wingless Seraph. Wingless Seraph is the best thing ever. But no, because that's not gonna fit every single game. Wingless Seraph makes great music, but it's not gonna be appropriate to everything. It's like, yeah, Wingless Seraph will get points with me, but it's kind of like, whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter. It's the overall experience. Oh, what are these guys up to? Hello, I'm the trader. What do you want? I want access to the gear store. I want help about the combat system. Access to, well, there's not really any gear. Oh! I can actually buy stuff. Epic Sword! I want an Epic Sword and an Epic Wand and Traveler. Huh. But there's not really any combat. I don't know, or is there combat that I missed somewhere? Or combat I can get into on Anamura? Actually, what is it? Oh, what? How did I hear Death Stranding? Yeah, Death Stranding is kind of a walking simulator. I know you get guns in it, but it's for really not a long time. You get guns so far into it, and they're so bad. Okay, so it's once you start getting houses, you can start getting into combat. Because so far that would be my only real critique in the game of you need to gut this or get rid of it, is that if it's a walking simulator, there's not really any reason to have gear stores or a combat system. Usually combat is there for, you know, for spice and conflict and to keep things lively. And to watch yourself grow and throw out gigantic numbers. Like the anti-material rifle I found in Cyberpunk the other day. It's like, yeah, this thing does too much damage. I'm just gonna leave it in the trunk of my car until I actually need it. Oh, okay, so there is combat to be had. Well, I mean, like, what purpose does combat serve in this game, though? because there's not really I mean, it doesn't feel like there's an end boss to gear up for, or to get powerful for, or to learn strategies to deal with. Because that's the other thing, the other purpose that combat serves, is that it's not just there to be combat for the sake of combat. Is that everything should be a lesson. Okay, minigame. Cool. That could work too. Minigames are always good. So are they escalating minigames that get harder and test your, I mean, because I'm probably not going to get to it by the end of this playtest, which is why I'm asking the questions. I mean, do they test out, like, your tactical knowledge of the game, or systemic knowledge? You're defending a fortress. Okay, I see. So yeah, it is more like a minigame then, rather than something that'll actually test and grow your systemic knowledge. Is that what you're kind of getting at? I mean, because I'll probably experience it eventually, but probably not by the end of my stream today. Ooh, nice graveyard. And I also really like the music here. I like this track a lot. Like, you could find so many different applications for that. Excuse me. Ah. Nice fields. Is that a bear or a bison? If that's a bear, why is it not mauling me? No. Oh, you know what? I just realized what this soundtrack in this, or at least the track for this world sounds like. It reminds me of the Forbidden Land from the first Turok game for N64, in a way. Except for this part where it gets kind of creepy. Actually, you know what? No, that creepy part played into this really well. Like, this song would even make really, really good battle music, too. This feels like a guild hall. Let's see. Welcome to the temple, traveler. Here you can pay your respects to Amidar, lord of the land of the Animals. Take this little statue of Amidar with you, and carry it with you for honor and power. You got a statuette of Amidar. Yeah. Oh, it's supposed to be a boar. Okay. But my question still stands. If it's a boar, why is it not attacking me? Have you ever met a boar before? Those things are freaking territorial and vicious. But there's the bear. That thing's not mauling me either, and it's not mauling the horse either. It's not tearing up the countryside. I know, stupid minor nitpicks. I say, I think that this tent could either use some message indicating why it's not accessible, or it should allow you to, you know, walk around inside of it. An interesting animal in the eastern meadow. I'll have to check it out. Oh, wait a second, I think I just interpreted something, and tell me if I'm right or wrong. So the timeline's frozen. So when you get into combat and stuff, is it more like reliving what's already happened, or is it just kind of like, oh, this is just like a random event? I don't know. I don't know how to word it. Eastern Meadow. There's a horse, an eagle. There's a scarecrow. A scarecrow is a rather weird and unusual creature. I mean, heck, Will Black likes to use them and have them attack people all the time. What is that? Is that a Triceratops? Or a Protos? Is that a Protoceratops? That's a Protoceratops, isn't it? It's a dinosaur. It's gotta be a baby, because those things are like the size of VW Beetles. Those things are like huge. The dinosaur. It's a baby dinosaur. The House of the Virtuous. This is actually a really cool setup. I like it a lot. Yeah, this room I feel like it has too much negative space. Like there's too many open spaces like here and here. And like down here. I feel like you could bring this map in and make it a little bit tighter, because I can see the intention that you're going for, but it just feels too open. Like it feels like a library or a study, but libraries and studies tend to be a little bit claustrophobic. Now something like this is pretty cool too. And oh, but for context, when I say I feel like this thing could be this way, it doesn't mean change. I never mean to say you need to change the game for it to be this way. I'm saying, well, I mean the game's already there. You already say it's full and done, and you're only publishing for like minor bugs or typos or anything anymore, I'd imagine. It's more or less lessons for future games and future maps, how to utilize space, things like that. Yeah, it's all good. I'm just putting it out there because I know this is kind of like probably like first time streaming with me. I just like throwing that out there for everybody. But yeah, if it is a game that's actively being worked on and you're like, hey, I need feedback, then yeah, I'm absolutely like, yeah, the game should be changed this way. But otherwise, it's just like, oh yeah, BT dubs on future projects. This would be a good idea to do this. Because I know with like BG and Star Mage and a couple of others, they're like, oh, I like that idea, I'll throw it into the game that I'm working on. Which is really what my intention is. There's a camp right outside the graveyard. Or a tent right outside the graveyard. As cool as that looks, as aesthetically pleasing as that looks, what's the story reason behind that? Like, it doesn't, like, I can't put together why something like this, why these two things would exist together in my head. Yeah, I have come across people who are like, no, my game is perfect, and you will praise it, and I don't like your feedback, and I don't like you as a dev. It's like, well then, okay, cool. Like, here, like, my thought process is that nobody wants to make a bad game. Everybody's out to make a good game, so I'm here to help and be like, hey, here's what it looks like from a player perspective. Yeah, statue represents Walfar, or Waldar. Yeah. I mean, because, like, camps are, you know, tents are temporary structures. And graveyards are permanent structures. Yeah, and it's got 2 war banners on either side. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like a memorial to a fallen hero and his legion. But something like that would probably be erected and made out of stone, rather than it being a tent. I mean, it has a really powerful feel to it, but it doesn't seem like there's a good story reason for why the two would be next to each other, if that makes sense. Yeah. Ooh, big old graveyard. I imagine it's like some sort of temple of leaves. Yeah, which makes sense, which is the feel I'm definitely getting out of it. Like, I guess the best I can put it, I mean, and I hate to be one of these devs that, like, you know, I'll just say this: I'm not gonna name names out there in the community, but I just set out to be like, I'm not gonna be one of these devs who treats feedback like I'm going down to get a midnight snack, you know, in the middle of the night, and so everything's dark. So what do? I bounce my pinky toe right off the corner of the, you know, right off the leg of the coffee table on my way down to the kitchen. And so I'm really angry about it all the entire way out to the kitchen, grab myself some food. And I grab my food and I'm like, okay, oh, it's so good. And then I go back to take the food in my room, and I come back and I whack my pinky toe against the coffee table again. And it's like, no, I'm not gonna be that kind of, you know, LP'er. Because most people get the point the first time you say it. That, and I really don't have knee-jerk reactions like that. Yeah. Yeah, each of the maps seem... Well, here's the thing that I've also noticed, too, is that, each map, even though... Yeah, each map is big, but each map has a bit of storytelling to it, also. Like, that's one thing I'm definitely picking up about this game, is that everything in this game is meant to tell a story. And you can pick up on a lot of the storytelling just in, like, the maps themselves. They're huge, but there's a lot going on in them also. And like, each room, even though they're big, will tell their own story. Or it's, you know, what that room is about. Like, let me see if I can actually find one if I go into, like, another house with a big room in it. Oh, cool, I can sprint. I don't have... I'm not locked into just walking. Cool. Awesome. And yeah, I'm not interacting much. But yeah. Because I've noticed one is that, a lot of the sprites will just have, like, the same interaction box to them. Like, this is definitely, like... Okay, so this area... let's see... Okay... Okay, so the storytelling in this is that, okay, so these are 3 legends or 3 heroes who are basically meeting at a crossroads and deciding what to do next. Did I get that one, Anamura? Northeast, okay. Okay. Yeah, like, this is a gazebo and a memorial. Like, this is... Like, I imagine, like... if XP allowed for it, or at least had the tech to allow for it, this little gazebo would be an entrance into another map, and then there'd be a statue of a hero in the middle of this gazebo. Like, that thing is definitely a memorial of some sort, rather than just a gazebo for hanging out and lounging around. Okay, yep, let's go northeast then. Let's go check it out. Oh, wrong way. Eastern observation field. Oops. Oh well. Oh, I should have probably known that I should have been able to go that way and go up further. Nope, that was the right way to go then. Okay, northeast. Yeah, and not to backtrack so far into like, oh, living in a world in like, 10 minutes in the past, but yeah, that gazebo had definitely gave a sense of a feeling of both inspiration and sadness. Like, that's the one thing, is these maps are huge, but they definitely evoke a sense of emotion too to them. Yeah. Yeah, my only critique is that rooms like this do have a lot of negative space, where it feels like they could be brought in a lot tighter. But I also do understand that there's a lot that you want to put in, but at the same time, not a lot to do with spaces like right here, and like, well, you can't really put anything right here. Well, I mean, you could probably put some furniture around the heater. But yeah, spaces like here, and then below the fountain, it's like, yeah, there's not really a whole... Oh, there isn't really space below the fountain either. Yeah, like, this place makes really good use of space. There's probably a lot of lore and subject material on heroes in this room. LSD, Dream Simulator. I was gonna say Soma was also a walking simulator. That's actually one of the things, that was the first time I ever heard it coined, and it's like, or heard the term coined, and I'm like, oh, makes sense. Walking simulator. Yeah, Having a table in the middle of statues seems a little bit ominous. But at the same time, it seems ceremonial. Yeah, again, a little bit too much negative space. Okay, cool. Yeah, I will check that out then. Okay. Yeah, and from what I remember is that like each of these are covered in the what's that place called? The chambers, the other world, the world above. Door on the north, yeah. Yeah, my only complaint about this room is having them all lined up against one wall. Having them all lined up against one wall seems like a waste of space. Like, typically you'd find so many statues of so many heroes in like a column in a hallway, and not just at the end of a hall in a giant room. And then at the end would probably be like the general or the person who commanded all of these heroes. But yeah, there is a lot of lore to be had with each of these. And like I said, I feel like a better use of space would definitely be like a big hallway with these statues in it. Yeah, like what I can think of is the Terracotta Army, for instance, in China. Whereas like it's a gigantic room, but they're all in columns. They're all every warrior is in its own formation. Yeah. Ooh, barracks. Let's see how this is done. Okay, front definitely does a good job of feeling a little bit like a mess hall and a museum at the same time. That's good. This feels a little bit museum-y. But if there's barracks, there should also be apartments too. Or like personal chambers. I forget what the actual term is. It's been so long. But yeah, this is a good use of space. Archery field. Wow, archery field going left. Don't see that in very many RPG Maker games. It's usually like, oh, facing north so you can see the target. Because everybody wants to be like, look over the shoulder of the hero. Feel like you're firing an arrow. Like this map down here. Like this map definitely is something that puts the hero as the center of action. Or, you know, the observer, feeling like the hero in the center of the action. Like, kind of like one of those, like, all eyes are upon you. And then the fact that there's two statues and two columns on either side of the statue. Also very Masonic. It definitely reeks of power and prosperity there. So, probably... yeah. But yeah, and then the difference between that archery range and these two is that these are obviously practice ranges. Is that you can tell that they are set up there for, you know, foot soldiers and archers to test out their skills. There's no contest of glory going on there. It's practice. So overall, I will say you, and I'm probably going to say this a lot, and probably also in my closing thoughts, is that you really do a good job of environmental storytelling. The chambers, in the chambers, not so much, but down on the ground in each of the worlds, yeah, environmental storytelling in each room is great, even if every map is huge. Yeah, like Lynn, there's only been a couple of instances of wasted space, and a couple of instances of poorly used negative space. So, if anything, it feels like you know what you're doing and just need a little bit of refinement. You can play the piano? Ooh, now this place has a real Game of Thrones vibe to it, like a real Winterfell vibe to it. Love the God Tree. I don't know how I feel about this fountain being here. I feel like the space a tree could be better utilized there. Because you already have one fountain right here next to the tree, which is supposed to be the centerpiece of this map. Or, you know, the centerpiece of this piece of art. Whereas this fountain really doesn't serve any sort of purpose. It kind of detracts from... Because fountains in of themselves are supposed to be focal points. So this kind of detracts from the centerpiece, the actual centerpiece. Minigame. Wait, where's the piano here? Oh, is the piano on a different map? And yeah, oh, the columns are actually a really good touch for squaring out the map that is otherwise square. Because I know when it comes to XP, trying to get a room like this to look circular, which is what the intention I would imagine is, getting a room like this to look circular in XP would look absolutely atrocious. It would completely detract from the art of the scene. Inside the right building. Oh wait, there was a building on this map right here. This one that you're talking about on the right, the building on the right-hand side. Okay, I'll go check it out. Oh, there's the piano. Oh, first minigame. What are we doing? Enter music mode. Choose your register. Medium? Okay, so yeah, it is along the number buttons on the top. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, and that is something that I could probably waste absolute hours on. And then how do I exit it? Escape? Uh-oh. Am I trapped here until I get the pattern right? How do I come off the piano? Oh, disable music mode. Okay. That should have been obvious. But yeah, if I know that the size of this house that just doesn't. I mean, I understand that the inside of the building is really super long, but from the outside, on the overworld perspective, it seems a little bit much. It seems a little bit excessive. Like at least this much of it feels like a waste of space. It feels like there could be something else there, like a garden or a gazebo. But I'm not quite sure what. And oh, one other thing I noticed is that as much as I feel like this is the centerpiece of this map, it kind of feels like it has too much going on. Like it has, like I'm not sure what feeling this is supposed to have to it. It just feels kind of busy. Yeah, I must say, I have about 15 minutes here. Let's take a look at that last world. Oh great, how do I get out of here? Oh, there we go. That's right, the path is always clear. Wait, did I already come in the back here? Chamber of Trophies. That is some really epic music. Okay, let's check out this center world now. Astrea. Interesting musical choice. I kind of like this little garden area over here. Yeah, this map definitely tries to pack a lot into a little space. Feels like it could be more spread out, but more spread out would also mean that you can't just come out. It would look like another area of the map and not just like you exit and it's obvious where you exit the map at. I mean, you definitely left-right scrolling is good, but yeah, if sticking with formula is best, yeah. Everything should fit in one screen as far as where you go when you exit. Or at least, yeah, the exit to the map should always be visible no matter how far you scroll left or right. So yeah. That way the player doesn't get confused on how to get out of town. So yeah, definitely a good job there. But again, yeah, feels a little bit cramped, but again, I understand limited space. Looks good though. Not sure what the tents are for, but man, this Alcus area definitely feels like a park. Garden of Remembrance. Oh hey, it's one of these. What are the phobias this time? Fear of pleasure, fear of happiness. Self-accidents. Hope, that's a good one. Fear of death. Imagine a guy on the ground being like, oh, then death over him with a scythe being like, ah! Yeah, I like that even though they're like generic statues. The description of each of these kind of brings, like, lets your mind make up the rest. Now that's something actually really cool there, to have like a statue and a column in the middle of a pond, and in the middle of a lily pond. That just looks cool and inspirational. Ooh, it's a swan. The Western Crossroads. Again, looks very cool. And then the one thing I like about this map is that it shows that you don't, as much as this whole game has been symmetry, is that you also work with off-symmetry really well too. That you still keep it looking like every scene looking like a piece of art. Ooh, this is kind of a cool building. Ooh, lots of negative space. Not sure how I would do this differently, but yeah, there's a lot of negative space in this map. Great land of flowers. Oh, flowers full. Walking is easy. Go and run. What am I? Plain! Plain as a bagel! Or should be onion bagel. Cream cheese. To the western crossroads, okay. To the main town, let's see. We haven't been here yet, have we? Ooh, probably another house. Oh, nice ottoman, nice throne. Yeah, even the negative space in this place is utilized pretty well. Even though it's all one gigantic room, each room feels like its own different section. To the tower! To the second floor. Not sure how I should feel about this room. Like, it feels like almost like you could sneak around here a little bit. But yeah, feeling feels a little bit off. I'm not really sure if I'm reading the intention of this room correctly, or what the intention of it is. Or I should say the feeling that it's meant to convey. I'm not sure how that'd be utilized. Typically, if you're gonna have like a prison on a second floor like this, you'd take the stairs and move them to like somewhere at the bottom of the map and have the prison somewhere near the top of the map or off to one side, rather than just taking like an entire cell. Or in most cases, it would actually probably work out to have multiple cells. Because like a large cell like this would be like typically found in like a basement. It's what's known as a bullpen. It's where you just throw like a massive amount of prisoners who, like, say, are like awaiting trial or something like that. Breaking it up means that it's made for individual ones. Even the towers are similar. I feel like each tower could probably be... Yeah. I feel like each tower could use its own unique vibe. That way it doesn't feel like you're going into the same tower twice. Let's see. I think I already came from this way, right? Oh, that's right, I did. I talked like... I said, oh yeah, I also do asymmetry really well. Let's see, did we explore the other side? At first I was kind of like struck by the music, being like, I wonder what this place is going to be like. Yeah, music feels appropriate to this place. And then a bunch of tents here. Are they staging for war? Yep, another archery range. Yeah, let's see here. But yeah, as far as all of these tents go, something like this would feel more appropriate to like outside the town gates as to being somewhere else in here, because this looks like staging to go to war. Or is to teach all those recruits to the military to the how to rough it in the middle of the city. Let's see. I think this is the only place I haven't been yet. Is this garden? Yeah, I feel like having this much on the front of the house is kind of a waste of space, that the house could probably use a little bit of dimensionality to it. Like some dimensions more south, some more up. But yes, to have everything just lined up on a single wall like this feels kind of like a waste of space where it could be broken up a little bit. Okay, it's one of these halls again. Okay. Okay, so it's pretty much the same thing we've been seeing. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. Okay. I think that's pretty much everything, right? Aside from the Hall of Trophies. Which I think I have a minute or two to go explore. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense because I haven't really gotten through much or done much. Whoop. Not where I wanted to go. Okay, Chamber of Trophies. Okay, can't go in there. Ooh. And so, like, yeah, again, I feel like this is a little bit of a waste of space. It could be scattered out a little bit more. Like, probably what I would say would be a good inspiration for like a Hall of Trophies, rather than having everything on one wall. Let's just spread it out and break it up, kind of like the museum, like the art museum wing of Animal Crossing. Oh, it goes up and over, and then this place. Okay, just can't go there yet. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do from here, actually I'm going to call it a game, call it a good stream here. Okay, so closing thoughts. Okay, getting into this, not sure what I was expecting, but after realizing that this game is more of like a walking simulator, more of like an exhibition of a game's lore and map making, like using maps to make art. It's like, okay, all those expectations just went out the window. Because yeah, usually when you have a hub world game like this, like each area will have its own conflict that you've got to help resolve. But it seems like all of the conflict has already been resolved. Oh no, it's all good. I actually appreciate that, Anamura. I don't mind backseat deving in the least, especially because I know that I may or may not always think to go after everything. So if there's like little tidbits that I miss, I always appreciate the feedback on that from any dev. Because hey, like I always say, you put the work in, I want to show it off. And yeah, this game has a lot of lore. I almost feel like I need to like break out a notepad and like refer between like what the lore was explained as in the beginning versus, you know, the statues of the people that I'm finding. Like I said a couple of times throughout the stream, it feels like this game would be like a DLC or like a post game to a game that already happened, where maybe each world is its own individual game, and then this is like a separate game, so to speak, or DLC. All in all, your map making is really good, but as you can see, definitely some room for improvement there, which isn't a bad thing, not in the least. Like I said, you definitely know what you're doing, and could just use a little bit of refinement, but I'm pretty sure if this was like a first game, you've done awesome things since then. And yeah, I definitely do. I'd say by your map making and lore alone, I am definitely interested to play your other games and see what they're about. I think I'm going to put into rotation, going to try to play maybe one per month. But other than that, as always, thank you guys very much for coming out today. If you're watching this on YouTube as a VOD, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. For those of you guys watching this live, feel free to subscribe to my Patreon down below. Feel free to join my Discord. Always happy to have more viewers on board, and every little bit helps. Just stay tuned for next week. We're going back to some classics that I love playing, Book of Shadows and Radiant Arc. And then while it's for the Christmas special, don't forget to stop by for that. Yes, I will be streaming on Christmas from 11 to 1. Can't wait to show you. But hey, you guys have a great day. Have a great week. Stay safe out there. Just remember, if where you are doesn't have access to the COVID vaccine yet, continue to practice proper social distancing and wear a face mask when you go out in public. Stay hydrated. Practice proper self-care. And I'll catch you guys next weekend.